Welcome to High School Huddle. We have a jam-packed show for week 3, the busiest Friday night of the season so far. I'm Lauren Walsh, he's Frank DeLuca, and Frank, I'm really excited for these games.
Yeah, and it's an especially loaded slate for D1 football in the Green Mountain State, and we'll start things off with a squad bursting onto the scene in the division.
Yeah, none other than the Burton Bulldogs. They're having a dream start to the season, 2-0 in their first year as a Division I team. And tonight they line up against a long-tenured D1 squad, the Colchester Lakers. And guess what? The Lakers are also 2-0, and they're sporting their usual rowdy student section. CHS is trying to move to 3-0, but the Bulldogs, of course, have the same goal. Only one can stay perfect, and Burton takes a stand early on. First quarter, no score. The Dogs' trusty QB, Joey McCoy, heaves a 46-yard touchdown pass to John Morgantini.
Pretty spiral.
Yeah, the Bulldogs go big there, 6-0 over Colchester. Then with a minute left in the first quarter, McCoy continues to put on a show from the pocket. He finds Logan Morgan hugging the sideline. Morgan lowers his shoulder, trucks his way in for another 6. 13-0 Burton after the PAT. To the second quarter, Colchester runs into the red zone courtesy of QB Alex Rubley. He picks up a gritty 18 yards on the ground, but the Lakers settle for a field goal and trail 13-3. A few minutes later, the Bulldogs are back on offense, and McCoy kills the Lakers through the air, tossing a 61-yard touchdown to Morgantini, and that was the story of the night. Burton cruises to a 34-10 win over Colchester to stay undefeated.
Bulldogs making themselves known. We've got another D1 contest here, this time Rutland and the South Burlington Seawolves. Raiders trying to rebound after a tough loss to St. Johnsbury. The Co-op still looking for its first victory of the season, and 1 minute left in the first quarter. Rutland QB Owen Perry under center. He's going to hand it off to Kyle Del Bianco. He's taken down, and the ball is loose. Seawolves defender Brett Bowman takes the recovery all the way to the crib. The Seawolves take the lead 6-0 over the Raiders. But as we begin the second quarter, Rutland's on the move downfield, and Owen Perry finds Luke Ragosta for the short pass to move the chains. And on the next play, Perry's looking to find his man Ragosta again, this time in the end zone. The Raiders take the 7-6 lead over the Seawolves, and then they pile it on as the Raiders often do. Rutland takes down the Seawolves 22-6.
I would not want to play them on their home field.
Absolutely not.
We'll keep it rolling with D1. Two familiar foes here with the BFA Bob Whites visiting the Essex Hornets. Both squads 1-1, and both squads have a goose egg on the scoreboard to start the second half. But now Essex is on the doorstep midway through the third quarter. Sam Bowen scrambles and throws a dart to Luke Munier. That puts Essex up 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. Same score here in the fourth quarter. BFA's in the red zone, 3rd and 1. Robert Gamache takes it himself on the QB sneak, and the Bob Whites tie the game 8-all after they convert the 2 points as well. It remains tied through regulation, so we go to overtime. In OT, each team gets 4 plays from the 10-yard line to try and score, and both teams miss the go-ahead field goal in the first period. So in the second OT, Essex finds the end zone here as Sam Bowen throws a dime to Chris Davis. Hornets go up 15-8. But then BFA knots the score again. Here's Gamache keeping the game alive. He dives in for the score and ties it at 15.
They just don't want to stop playing.
No, they did not. But we had to get back to the station with these highlights. So Essex forces a huge fumble and recovery, and the Hornets take over with a chance to end it. Here, Sam Bowen calls game. The quarterback sneak is the 3 overtime game winner. Essex wins it 21-15.
Exciting one. We got more action in Division I. Two teams on opposite ends of the standings. Middlebury perfect through the first 2 weeks of the season, while Rice Memorial sits 1-0 in the early going. The first series, senior quarterback Tim Gettleman calls his own number, rolling out to the right and turning on the Jets. This one's a foot race that he's going to win. He picks up some nice blocking, and he's into the red zone. That's a 60-yarder, setting up this score from Ian Plouffe. Gettleman finds Plouffe on the flat, and he walks into the end zone. Tigers take an early 7-0 lead. And later in the first, you've heard this guy's name before, Tyler Buxton swinging across the O-line and taking the handoff. gets a nice ceiling block, and he is gone. He outruns the Rice D. Middlebury takes a 14-0 lead.
Some
more
serious wheels on Buxton.
Oh,
there.
absolutely. The ground game is strong. Here's some from Gabe Dunn. He cuts up the middle and picks up 15 hard-fought yards, breaking a few tackles on the way, and Middlebury sticks with Dunn, and he gets it done. Gets the handoff, and he's around the right side and into the end zone. It's up 21-0. Tigers add one more score before the first quarter even ends, and Middlebury improves to 3-0 with a 48-8 victory over the Knights.
Impressive stuff there from Middlebury.
No doubt.
And we have much more high school huddle after the break. Stay tuned for more Friday night action from Divisions 2, 3, and Section 7 football.